Hello, I'm going to show you how to run my 4 scripts in Mint 21. It's super easy, super simple. So what you want to do is put, for every single one of these, when there should be a hard drive that transfers to the computer that you're going to be using. But when you open this file path, so the file path that you need is my first and last name. And then from my first and last name, you go to, okay, yeah, my first and last name, Cybersecurity, Cyber Patriot, Training Round 2, Linux, Mint 21, and then scripts. And these 4 scripts pop up, and every single one of these 4 scripts for you is because it'll be on your host machine once we get the hard drive thing going. It'll be on your host machine, and you want it in your virtual machine, so you gotta put it into your Gmail drafts, and then open your Gmail in the virtual machine, open your drafts, download it from there, and then go from there. Every single one of these scripts has directions that make it super easy to run, and I'll just give you the basic rundown of what those directions would be. So every single one of them, it basically creates a executable file in Mint 21 that you can use to run the script. So an example, I'm going to go to script.sh and open the text document. You see here it says run with sudo bash. So it should have directions, but it doesn't. But usually this is the last script that I use, and also the other scripts have this direction. But you want to use the nano command, which looks like this. You want to use that command. You want to use that nano command to create a file. So a better example, so you can just see how it looks, would be if you open this HTML file, it opens this tab with directions. This is my favorite script, like visually, it's super easy to see visually. It gives you directions here, and then it gives you the script here. So it says how to use this page. You want to save the HTML file to your downloads folder in the virtual machine. So you have to have this HTML file in your drafts. So you make a draft in Gmail and have the HTML file there, and then download it in your virtual machine. And then when you're transferring it to your VM, you copy the script, this script right here, hit copy script, and then create the script file in your VM, and you use this command right here. This command is used for every single one of the scripts, and you cannot miss using this command. It creates a executable file, well, a regular file in Mint 21, and then after you create that file, you make that file executable with this chmod command. And then once you make the file executable, then you can run the script using this command. It's not all the same command to run the scripts. It's a little different for each one of them. This one uses sudo bash, and then other ones, like the easiest one, uses sudo dot slash, and then the other ones just sometimes use just dot slash. This one uses this symbol and then slash and then sudo bash beforehand. It's different. You got to look at the directions. But every single script, these directions are critical. Your script will not run without these directions, and you have to make sure you do these in the correct order. Okay? After you run those commands, you can run the script. You'll be fine. I want to walk through how to use this script as well, because it's a little complicated. You want to download this file right here in your virtual machine, like I said, with the Google Drafts in your Gmail Drafts thing. Do that, and then you open it, and then it'll have a README, and it'll have this meow file. And in this README is all the directions you need. The directions give you exactly what you need. And so I'm gonna update these directions because I've had very big problems running these two commands, and if you don't use the .sh, then the commands won't run. So you have to use the .sh at the end. There's no space there, it's just a little misleading. And this has a .sh as well. So you run these scripts, and you also want to note this when you're using this script. This is usually the script that I use first after answering the forensic questions, because it changes all the passwords to this password right here. And so whenever you're using sudo and you have to enter this password in, that's the password you need, not the password that's in the readme, because they give you a password in the readme. It changes every single password for every user to secure 123 exclamation mark password, and then that way you get points on the secure password thing despite not having the user's name, because you know the names of the users change for each competition, so it just goes through and it changes it for each user despite like the name. So that's also important. You don't want to forget this password. This has had me lost a couple times, so I'm just gonna show how it works here in a second. So I reopened my virtual machine, so there's no points recorded on this virtual machine, and we are going to run one of the scripts that I made using this virtual machine just to see how many points I get. The one script that I said was super easy to use, it's also really advanced, so it doesn't get a lot of points on this one because it's only the second training round. But as we go further into deeper competitions, it'll get a lot more points. So we're going to run the harden script. So all you have to do is open the web browser that's usually here, and this is after you do the forensic questions. So you open your Gmail. I'm not typing. Gmail. And then you want to log in to your account that you have on your host machine. And this account will already have the scripts in your drafts. So I'm going to log in here, and then I'm going to go to my drafts, and never. As you see in my drafts, I have the Cyber Patriot transfer and the Linux hardening script. So I'm going to run the Cyber Patriot transfer HTML, and it's going to download here. And so I'm going to go to my downloads, open the HTML, and it gives me all the directions, blah, blah, blah. And so I've already done directions 1, 2, and not yet 3. I need to copy the script. It's copied.
Somebody liked my video and then unliked it.
That's not. Okay, no, that's right. And then you just run this command. I'm going to copy and paste it because I'm lazy. Boom, I'm in here, and then I'm going to go back here, copy the script, paste it in here. That's not annoying at all.
It's basically just algebra 2. I guess that's the literal name for it. It's algebra 2.
I copy the script, I paste it.
I haven't had it yet, so I don't really know how bad it is. But
Alright, fine. Copy the script, and then I paste it in here, and then I go back to these directions, and then okay, so now I'm done here. Control X to exit. Yes, save. Yes, save as that name. And so I'm gonna make it executable using this command. paste that command. Now the file that I just created is executable. So now I'm going to execute that file with this command. Paste it again because I'm lazy. And then because I haven't ran the other script that I said would change all the passwords to the same thing, you have to go into the README and know the password. I just know the password by heart because of how many times I've entered it in. Boom. And it runs the script. And so now we wait until it gives me a message that I gained points, and we see how many points I gained. It won't be a lot because this is the shorter script. The longer script would give you a lot more points, and you run also all these scripts one after the other, and then usually you get up to like 96 points or so, and that's when you have to go in and manually do all the user stuff. So it says I gained points. I'm going to go into my score report, and I have 32 out of 100. It's not a whole bunch, but it's a lot shorter in terms of how long it takes to do that. And so you go back, you rinse and repeat with all the other scripts. And so say I wanted to use Lachlan's script now. I download this. I've used the script so many times, so I don't really need to look at the directions. But I go into my downloads, and I open this, and now I go back to my desktop. And so for this one, you need to put this meow meow in your desktop, and then you can open the README from here if you need the README. But you the directions say you open the folder in terminal, and then now that it's opened in terminal, I'm just gonna open these so I can copy and paste the commands. Now that you've done that, you can make these files executable. So the thing about this script, which is why it's so much easier, is that you don't have to use the nano command to create the files. It creates the files when the file's already created when you download it. So I use that. I add the .sh at the end. You can't forget that. If you forget that, then it won't work. And if it doesn't work, and you do forget, now you know why. You forgot the .sh at the end, so you got to put that there. I spelled it wrong. That's lovely. Enable it, and then I use this command here that I mentioned before to run it. And now that it's ran, I put in the password that it gave me on the README, but I'll show you here in a few seconds. I'll show you in a, of course, I forgot the .sh. Alright, it says proceeding with script. I hit enter, and it gives me this pop-up. So this is the easiest thing ever. You enter the number, you enter, and it gives you what you need. So most of this stuff, really complicated. It won't give you points on this one, but I want to go straight to the managing users. So I hit 16, I enter, and then it starts working, and then it runs. All the users have been managed, and so now every single user has the password of this password, secure123 password, and you go through and you do that for every single one of them, unless there's one that you know that isn't going to give you points, but still just go through, see if it gives you points. And yeah,